Now, this is something that I can understand, not just because of the security concerns, but summer in Europe is actually the best time to be here. This isn't the time where I would like to go away. I tend to seek warmer weather when it's the winter, but that's just me.
Right, Janelle. I'm actually looking forward to travel for summer, but I don't know where I'm going, really. Anyway, thank you very much, Janelle. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the day. We move on now to the U.S., where the stock index futures pointed to a higher open today as traders await the release of economic data and eyed earnings. Monday will see consumer credit data for May released at around 3 p.m. Eastern Time. On the earnings front, Helen of Troy is scheduled to report before the bell. Barracuda Networks and WD-40 are both due to report after the market close. Looking at those futures numbers there, they're all in the green. Dow Jones Industrial Average 0.03%, S&P 500 0.13% up, and Nasdaq 0.37%. And in Asia, the indexes there closed in positive territory today after U.S. data beat forecasts, and as Chinese inflation data for June were in line with expectations. The Nikkei 225 advanced 0.76%, and South Korea's benchmark Kospi edged up 0.09%. The Australian ASX 200 closed up 0.37%, led by advances in the financials and information technology sub-indices. Markets in Greater China were mixed. The Hang Seng Index was up 0.74%, but markets on the mainland traded lower. The Shanghai Composite was off by 0.19%, and the Shenzhen Composite declined 0.66%. Markets in Thailand are closed for a public holiday. And it's a new trading week back here at the fixed income market. And for details on how the week will be for the debt market, I'm being joined by a fixed income dealer with Citibank, Seun Ame. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for coming through, Seun.
Good afternoon.
So lead us into the new trading week for treasury bills and bonds. What does the week hold for the markets?
Hello. Can you repeat that again?
Lead us into the week for the treasury bills and the bond market. What does the week hold for the two markets?
Well, treasury bills and the bond market has been quiet of recent last week, and I think that trend will continue for now. In the market, liquidity is getting tighter, and that has implications for treasury bills. And for bonds, we have a bond auction this week, so the rate at which those clear will determine the direction the market goes. So really, market holding its breath and trying to see what will happen going forward.
And in terms of liquidity, what are you expecting to see?
I think this week will be tight in the early part of the week will be tight, but I think later in the week, due to OMO maturities and coupon payments, we're likely to see some more liquidity come into the system.
All right, thank you very much for your time, Seun Ame. We move on now to precious metals market, but here in Africa, of course, Africa is abundant in gemstones with about 1,900 gem variations, but limited government support for small-scale mines means millions are lost through smuggling, and investors remain cautious due to poor legislation. Now, Kenya has just hosted its first gems and jewelry trade fair aimed at bringing investors and miners together to boost sales and share information across an industry still struggling to evolve into a sustainable or substantial revenue earner.
These are the companies.
Kenyan traders in gems and precious metals will begin exporting finished products after the government said it has put up a value addition center in the south of the country. Value addition facilities will enable cutting, polishing and treatment of stones for export with the aim to create jobs, grow the mining sector and boost revenue. The announcement came as the country hosted its first gems and jewelry trade fair, organized in part by the Association of Women in Energy and Extractives in Kenya in Nairobi last week, attracting investors, miners and buyers from around the world.
We would want to be at the forefront, working with the ministry and working with government to re-establish Kenya as a gem hub.
Kenya's mining sector is a relatively small contributor to national output, accounting for less than 1% of economic output, although its revenues are expected to grow. Authorities say they are working to improve the country's status as one of the world's worst mining performance, following a survey by the Fraser Institute, a Canadian think tank that ranked Kenya among the bottom 10 in 2015 due to poor mining policies. The government is already reviewing new mining legislation enacted last year to attract investment and get more people into the sector.
This act is set to promote mining as an all-inclusive sector, hence promoting the standard of living of Kenyans, especially those in mineral-rich communities. As under it, mining resources are distributed fairly by the national government, and in law, we put this in law. Royalties will be shared in three ways. Communities get directly 10% of royalties. County governments get 20% of the royalties, and national government gets 70%.
Atana Senja has been mining precious stones since 1972. He says the industry has changed a lot since the days when everyone went rushing to find gems on their own with nothing but a pick and shovel, but government support is crucial.
If the government supports us and continues conducting these seminars to educate us as we get to interact with investors and buyers, this will help in growing the sector as the number of miners will also increase.
Government recognition and support is expected to boost the industry by getting more small-scale miners licensed and contributing to tax revenues after years of illicit trade and smuggling of gems out of the country.
And in Zimbabwe, the Stewart Bank has suspended payments to the pay TV subsidiary of South Africa's Naspers, citing unavailability of foreign currency and a sign that dollar shortages are worsening in the southern African nation. Local banks have been forced to limit withdrawals due to cash shortages, while importers face long delays in paying for goods they bring in, forcing some businesses to buy dollars on the parallel market. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, we'll look at Ghana's economy. Do stay with us.